Have you ever found yourself marvelling at the sheer brilliance of AI or Gen AI, only to be suddenly jolted by outputs that seem to be from a parallel universe? This juxtaposition raises the question, how can AI, so capable of mimicking human intelligence, sometimes get it so wrong? Well, in today's episode, I'm going to be joined by Rahul Pradhan, VP of Product and Strategy at Couchbase, and we're going to peel back the layers of an issue right at the heart of AI technology. Yep, you guessed it, hallucinations. These are not just the figments of imagination that you might think of. Instead, AI hallucinations are outputs not grounded in reality, and they're posing significant risks, especially in critical fields that require the utmost accuracy. And to make this episode valuable to everybody, whether you're a techie or a business leader or have no prior knowledge to AI hallucinations, we'll describe exactly what they are, we'll delve into the challenges that they can pose, and also a promising solution known as Retrieval-Augmented Generation, or RAG for short. Now, Couchbase stands at the forefront of this innovation, and they're offering a glimpse into how data management capabilities are key to enabling RAG. So let's unfold this narrative of AI hallucinations with Rahul and discover just how close we are to mitigating one of AI's most perplexing challenges. But before we get today's guest on, I need to pay the bills. We've got a huge podcast hosting fee to pay for when we're releasing 30 episodes a month. And this month, I've partnered with a company called Kiteworks. Now, legacy MFT tools are dated and lack the security that today's remote workforce demands. So companies that continue relying on outdated technology, though, they put their sensitive data at risk. And in a world where digital threats evolve daily, the need for a secure, modern solution has never been more pressing. Well, enter Kiteworks, the beacon of security and efficiency in managed file transfer. And Kiteworks isn't just any MFT solution. With its FedRAMP moderate authorization awarded by the Department of Defense since 2017, Kiteworks sets a new standard for security. So please, step into the future of managed file transfer with Kiteworks. You can find out more information at kiteworks.com to get started. That's kiteworks.com to get you started today. So buckle up and hold on tight as I beam your ears all the way to San Francisco, where Rahul is waiting to join us today. So a massive warm welcome to the show. Can you tell everyone listening a little about who you are and what you do?
Sure. Thanks, Neil, and thanks for having me on. So my name is Rahul Pradhan. I'm the VP of Product and Strategy here at Couchbase. I've been at Couchbase for more than 6 years now. Came here to build our Couchbase Capella, which is our database as a service offering. And it's been an incredibly fulfilling journey for me, kind of starting with the first slide on what the product should look like to building a product in an engineering team and then kind of scaling it to where it is. So obviously, this is all backed by a phenomenal team here at Couchbase that I've been working and leading. And of late, I've kind of stepped back into more of a product role, really focused on our product roadmap, leading our product team, and then our mid and long-term strategy, especially around AI. And enabling our customers to unlock the power of AI in a much more safe, secure, and reliable manner.
Well, there's so much I'm looking forward to talking with you about today. And every day on this podcast, I try and demystify a particular area in business or technology that people have been talking about a lot and try and put it in a language that everyone can understand. And I know that there's a huge topic out there, and it has been for the last 18 months, and that is AI hallucinations. So I suppose just to set the scene for our conversation and make sure we keep everybody on board with us today, can you just explain exactly what AI hallucinations are and why they pose a significant challenge for the development and deployment of large language models in so many different industries right now?
I think hallucinations, and I'll talk more about how they happen and how we can reduce them or mitigate some of these. But all AI models, like including language models and image generation models, can produce outputs that are not grounded in reality or the context that is provided to them. A phenomenon that's known as hallucination. So the output of these models, often what happens is it can appear semantically or syntactically plausible, but is factually just incorrect, right? And this can range from, and we've all had some examples in the past where it ranging from fabricating details about people, creating non-existing peoples and research reports that do not exist. All of those can have a significant impact on the perception of the model itself on the user, as people then start doubting the integrity and the trust in the model. So this behavior, if you think about what triggers this behavior, it's really a consequence of several factors that are intrinsic to the design, training, and the operation of the LLM itself. And they arise from the fact that these models are fundamentally probabilistic in nature. So if you think of it, like despite what seems like that the model is able to generate human-like text or can chat with you and seems to possess understanding and consciousness or access to information that is going to help you make decisions or generate content, they are really simulations of understanding based on the patterns and the information that is coded in their data. So as I said before, the whole concept of hallucination basically can essentially poses a significant challenge for the deployment of these models across various industries. Misinformation, erosion of trust in AI-generated content. And that risk is particularly acute in fields that require higher levels of accuracy. Think of like healthcare, finance, law, where incorrect information can have potentially serious consequences.
And I can't thank you enough for setting the scene perfectly there. And the reason I wanted to make sure everyone was on the same page is the concept of Retrieval-Augmented Generation, or RAG, is pivotal in your strategy to combat these AI hallucinations that you just talked about. So can you tell me a bit more about how this works and some of its advantages over traditional generative AI models that people are familiar with working?
Yeah, absolutely. So retrieval-augmented generation is probably one of the most promising techniques that have been demonstrated to significantly reduce AI hallucinations. Typically, all AI models are trained on a set corpus of data. That is a point in time of point in time in terms of where the data was updated. As a result of it, what they don't have is the data that has or information that has happened since the model was actually trained. So as a result of that, they end up making up the information which leads to hallucination. So what RAG does is actively retrieves and uses real-time data or pre-existing knowledge base during the generation process. And this approach enables AI to produce more relevant and contextually appropriate responses. So if you really get into like the technical details of how RAG works is, what it does is it introduces an information retrieval component that utilizes the user input to first pull information from a new data source and then augmenting the user query and the relevant information before it is sent to the AI model. The AI model can now then use this additional knowledge and context in order to create better responses. So think of it like you're trying to put a query in a chat bot. And if the chatbot is only trained on your data, then it is not trained on your data rather. then it is not going to give you the most relevant or up-to-date information that you need and can potentially hallucinate. This is where informing the model with that extra set of information enables the model to give you or generate content that's going to be much more contextual and relevant and potentially mitigate hallucinations as well.
So at Couchbase, is there anything you can share around how you're incorporating this with real-time contextual data to maybe enhance that accuracy and reliability of AI-generated content? And also, if you are able to share, what kind of impact is this having on the user experience? I'm sure you've had a few stories because it is such a big talking point right now, isn't it?
So we at Couchbase are really focused on making AI safe, secure, and reliable for our customers. And what we strongly believe that enabling our customers to have a data platform that can make the AI safe and secure and leverage them in the ways that they want it is going to be extremely beneficial to them. So we recently released key capabilities to support RAG, to enable our customers to ground these models with real-time contextual data to enhance the accuracy and reliability of the generated content. We launched a vector store and search capability in the product just this month, where we ensured that the generated content is not only contextually relevant, but it's also based on the latest available information. And this integration improves the user experience significantly by delivering more accurate, trustworthy, and relevant content, which addresses one of the critical challenges posed by AI hallucinations. And since our launch, we have had several customers who are also part of our internal beta for the product. Was the ability for them to now leverage AI in a secure manner, knowing that they have their data that is confined within their security and perimeter, and can be used to inform these models to eliminate hallucinations is a big gain for them to develop AI powered applications.
Absolutely love it. I love what you're doing here. And in practical terms, are there any other examples of how AI hallucinations have, or especially in the conversation you're having with your customers, how they've affected businesses or decision-making processes, and how it's been able to mitigate some of these issues? Because I think there's a lot of people, a lot of businesses that have gone headfirst into this and only just starting to realise the scale of the hallucinations. So it'd be great to bring to life what we're talking about here with some real-world issues.
Yeah, no, I mean, there have been lots of practical examples, and it's in all of the hallucinations, affecting inaccuracies in like customer service responses, erroneous financial advices given out by robo-advisors or even in legal briefings and stuff. I'll kind of pick on some of the most famous examples that I think I'm sure most of your listeners have heard about, including an incident when Google's AI chatbot Bard was launched, which incorrectly claimed that the James Webb Space Telescope took the first image of an exoplanet, whereas the accurate answer in that case was the European Observatory's Very Large Telescope, which happened way back in 2004. Or like the Bing AI early on providing an incorrect summary of an earnings statement from a parameter gap. And these are the examples where I think when they happen, people laugh at that. But when you start making business decisions based on those, trusting your AI model, they can have a significant impact there. More recently, there have been a couple of cases where when an attorney used a Gen AI chatbot for legal research. The chatbot fabricated non-existing legal precedents, which the attorney put it in their brief, leading to inaccuracies and impacting basically the integrity of the gates itself. Another example that happened was with an airline, a chatbot that they had online that hallucinated and informed the customer of a policy that was completely contradicted by the airline's documentation and their website. And the customer ended up suing the airline for that. So these are just kind of some examples where the generated model output the hallucinated, but had a significant business or a customer impact. And that's where RAG really comes in. Like I said, one of the things we are doing really is enabling our customers to combine their operational real-time data with the data that the AI model is trained on. And that's what RAG enables them to do it. And it can be used to mitigate these issues by ensuring that the AI system accesses and incorporates the most current and relevant data before generating their responses.
I just love this. And I think the integration of retrieval-augmented generation into AI systems, it seems like a crucial step forward for businesses. And many business leaders avoided Gen AI because of company data training large language models. Of course, we've since gotten over that by being able to isolate that data with APIs, etc. But when it comes to RAG, what are the technical challenges involved in implementing it, and how are you helping at Couchbase address some of these challenges?
Yeah, as great as RAG is from a technology and a framework perspective, implementing RAG does have several technical challenges, including the need for really a highly performant data platform that's capable of efficiently searching and retrieving data that can actually span multiple modalities, right? So you think of text, images, video, and you need something to be able to do that at a really high speed in real time. And the true value of RAG really comes with combining that real time and fresh data in the context to augment the prompt in the AI model. And this, I strongly feel we are uniquely positioned to help our customers with. So if I look at our customers today, our customers largely use Couchbase as their operational and transactional data store, which is basically where their freshest data reside. This is data with things like profile stores and product catalogs that our customers run that on, which is the one that can be used to inform an AI model. And then what we have brought to the market now with some of the key innovations with vector search is enabling them to store data in the same format in what these AI models process them, which are basically mathematical vectors or the mathematical data or vectors. And we provide a robust platform for storing and managing data efficiently, enabling the overall RAG end-to-end RAG system to access and retrieve information really fast. The other unique capability we bring is we have a memory-first architecture. So we enable customers to improve the performance of not just storing the data so that they can search through and query quickly, but also storing kind of conversation histories for a particular session, leading to faster execution time and more and enhanced user experience. And additionally, you talked about APIs. We have ecosystem integration across the end-to-end RAG ecosystem. So we have integrations with frameworks like LangChain and Llama Index, as well as the model platforms. If you think about where a lot of the models reside, whether it's AWS's Bedrock and SageMaker or Google's Vertex AI, we have integrations there to enable our customers to build an end-to-end RAG solution.
And if we were to look beyond reducing AI hallucinations, are there any other broader implications of RAG for the future of AI in areas such as data management, personalization, predictive analytics, etc.?
Yeah, I think once you start leveraging this technology, I think the opportunities and the that you can start using this are pretty significant. So if what RAG enables you to do is it enables you to inform your AI models with essentially real-time contextual data, and that can facilitate more dynamic and personalized user experiences and enable more sophisticated decision-making across industry, right? And we hear that a lot from our customers as well, as the potential for AI and what they can do and where they can leverage that to solve some critical business challenges or even solve some challenges that they didn't even think could be solved. So beyond reducing hallucinations, RAG models enable the generation of personalized content on the fly that is tailored to the user. So such as tailored news articles, customized learning materials, or personalized stories and game narratives. And this not only enhances the user engagement, but also adapts to individual preferences and behaviors over times. So by providing responses that are both contextually relevant and highly personalized, RAG models can improve user interaction in applications like chatbot, virtual assistants, and recommendation systems. And that leads to a much more, as you can imagine, engaging and a satisfying user experience. Other than that, I mean, there are broader implications of using RAG too, to make sure that the AI models are generating content that is ethical, non-biased, and responsible, by ensuring the transparency, fairness of the model themselves.
And as VP of Product and Strategy at Couchbase, you're at the helm of steering the company's technological advancements. So I've got to ask, how do you envision the evolution of AI and database technologies? How do you see them converging in the next few years? Because it seems like we're heading into exciting new territory and uncharted digital waters almost.
Oh, absolutely, and it's an exciting time to be in this space today. So if you look into the future, we envision a future where applications will use multiple models, and it's not going to be a single Uber model that everybody would be using. And there's a significant amount of research that has gone through across various industries industries and universities all over the world, which point to the efficacy of having a composite or compound AI system that integrates multiple AI models to accomplish complex tasks or solve multifaceted problems. So unlike simple AI, simple or a single AI system that may rely on one type of algorithm or approach, compound AI systems leverage the strength of different AI components to achieve greater functionality, efficiency, and accuracy. What you can imagine this as combining various different forms of AI. We have traditional machine learning models, natural language processing models, Gen AI models, as well as models that are tailored to a domain like the healthcare, computer vision models, to get to a better decision making outcome from the AI itself. Think of applications that can leverage both of these or more than one of these models to gather insights from, for example, from a user's profile, and to give them contextual and real-time recommendations, and a generative model that generates and matches data in real time. So let me make that a little bit real in terms of an example. So imagine you're trying to book travel for vacation, and you go to your favorite travel site, and you have a chatbot there. The chatbot is very aware of your preferences, where you like flying, the kind of weather you like, the kind of food you like, and how many people fly with you, or who usually flies with you based on the profile that you have with that website. To be able to give you an itinerary or give you options for an itinerary that it can generate based on your preferences, and then letting you select it is a huge customer experience improvement, as well as it enables you as a end user and a customer to save a boatload of time in terms of researching and figuring that out on your own through multiple searches. So those are the kind of use cases that we see coming up quite frequently as customers start thinking about or crossing over with the hallucination armed with the mitigation with the RAG is what they are excited about, and that's the future that I think we are headed towards, is leveraging this composite AI models in order to enable applications to be much more insightful, for them to be much more hyper personalized and contextual.
And I think 18 months ago, many business leaders were afraid of Gen AI. Some completely banned it in the organisation straight away. But here in 2024, we now accept it's here to stay, and we can keep company data safe and isolated. We can stop AI hallucinations. So for any organisation or business leader that could be listening to this podcast today, and they're now looking to dip their toes in the water, leverage AI more effectively, more safely, what advice would you give to them regarding the adoption of technologies like RAG and, of course, the management of all those AI-related risks?
Yeah, so for organizations looking to leverage AI more effectively, safely, adopting technologies like RAG absolutely is critical, and it involves a comprehensive approach, like I was saying. That includes understanding the specific needs and challenges of their domain, investing in a robust data management infrastructure, because at the end of the day, your AI models are only going to be as good as the data that they are informed with. So integrating real-time data for more accurate output is extremely critical. Additionally, it's crucial to maintain an ongoing evaluation of AI-generated content for accuracy, implementing feedback loops to continuously improve the AI models to ensure transparency and accountability in these AI deployments can help them really manage the AI-related risk extremely effectively.
Well, I love chatting with you today. We've covered so much in a short amount of time, and I can't thank you enough for just sitting down, taking the time to share your insights. It'll be so helpful for business leaders listening all around the world. But before I let you go, I want to ask you to leave one final gift to my listeners, and that is a book that means something to you that we can add to our virtual bookshelf, our Amazon wishlist, that people listening can check out. But what would that book be and why?
Picking one is difficult. I'm an avid reader, but so there are quite a few that come to my mind. If I had to pick one, probably a book that's very close to my heart is one of my favorite professors, the late Clay Christensen. He in the business world, I think we all know Clay as an expert, strategic business thinker. But one of his books that has probably inspired me the most is it's actually not a business or a strategy book, but it's a book called How Will You Measure Your Life? And the book connects to a period of introspection, of transition in my own life with the arrival of my firstborn. And at that time, I was achieving great career success in the conventional sense. However, as it often happens, there's always there was a persistent feeling of unfulfillment and nagging question of where I'm really spending time on and my energy on what mattered most to me, and which was my family and my growing family. So what struck me the most about the book was kind of the application of the business principle, which I was very well versed with, to making those personal life decisions. The idea of strategically allocating resources, whether it's time, effort, and passion, toward what truly fulfills resonated deeply with me. And it just encouraged me to reflect on my definition of success and then basically charting my own path. So if I look back now, it's kind of prompted back then a shift in how I approached my career and personal life. And then I think it has steered me towards decisions that probably led to a lot more personal growth. I mean, building enduring relationships with people that mattered most to me. So yeah, I would say I would have to pick that. It's a not very businessy or technical book, but it's a great read.
Fantastic. Well, I'll get that on our Amazon wish list, so everybody listening can check that out. And for anybody listening that just wants to find out more information about Couchbase, about RAG that we've talked about today, or connect with you or your team, what's the best starting point for everything?
Couchbase.com, that's the easiest way you can find. We have a ton of resources on our website talking about RAG, vector search, and how you can leverage Couchbase to support that. And your listeners can always look me up on LinkedIn and Twitter, and just drop me a email or a message on these platforms.
Awesome. And I'll get that added to the show notes as well so people can find you. And so much I love chatting with you today, but especially I think tackling that issue of AI hallucinations, but also demystifying it, talking about the solution, the Retrieval-Augmented Generation, or RAG, and the role that can play in preventing hallucinations, and the great work you're doing at Couchbase as well in helping businesses get to grips with that. So just a big thank you for your time today. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on, Neil. It was great to be here.
I think it's clear that the path to reliable AI is both challenging as it is fascinating. And the phenomenon of AI hallucinations, I think, just underscores the importance of grounding AI in reality. It's the only way we're going to ensure that its outputs are accurate, relevant, and trustworthy. And Retrieval-Augmented Generation, or RAG, is emerging as somewhat of a beacon of hope, with the potential of significantly reducing AI hallucinations by integrating real-time data for context during that content generation. And I think his deep dive into how Couchbase is helping enable that capability is also shedding light on a future where AI can finally be deployed with confidence across a variety of fields, from healthcare to law and beyond, areas where accuracy is so important. And the journey towards responsible AI, yes, it is long and winding. But with innovations like RAG, it feels like we're getting one step closer to harnessing that true potential of AI, responsibly and effectively. But what are your thoughts on AI hallucinations and the solutions we discussed today? Have you encountered instances where AI's creativity crossed into the realm of fiction? I know I have. Especially when I asked ChatGPT to write a bio for me, just from what information it found online. There was a lot of great things in there, but was it me? I'm not so sure. So please, share your thoughts with me. Let's continue this conversation beyond the podcast by emailing me, techblogwriter@outlook.com, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, just @NeilC.Hughes. But that's it for today, so thanks for listening as always, and until next time, don't be a stranger.